We're live and upside down.
How come we're upside down?
Because please don't.
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
That's a little low.
so this is like live number one.
Live number one in this space. Go like this. You just have a fluff. Oh, you have to do it like I did it.
Is it gone?
There, you're good now.
Hi.
Hi. Welcome back.
Welcome.
This is episode number 2 of
The live stream
Chastity
edition.
And Brian, the live stream edition.
YouTube. We're kind of christening the YouTube channel. So it's funny because we're literally talking to nobody but ourselves at this moment in time. But in the future, it's going to explode with users and subscribers. Hit that subscribe button.
That's true. You need to subscribe.
Hit it.
Hit the subscribe button. Check us out on chastityandbrian.com. Check below in the description and we'll have some documents uploaded in most episodes. So download those for free and see what you like.
Yeah, pick and choose. So what's some of the content people can expect from us?
Our near future content, we're going to talk about resolutions and goals since we're coming up on the new year. We're going to talk about venting. Where is a good place to vent?
Tell all therapy sessions live. No, that's not going to.
Who should you vent to? What? How?
Yeah,
the how-to kind
that's
of.
Right.
And based on research, based on psychological papers and research, and how you can
in a healthy, controlled
your
environment.
Way. And then we also are going to talk about starting a new exercise program and specifically starting a walking program. And I have a few clients that I've worked with in doing this. One has increased their steps from some crazy number, like 300,000 steps a year to
So you created this?
I created this to
no
3.3 million.
How long ago did you create this? Just tell me about it.
I started the first client working on this October 13th, 2020.
It's pretty specific.
Okay,
nice.
I'll give you the time frame.
Sure.
Okay, and it's not like the best
No,
story.
This is whatever.
But my dad died. And I know it's not funny, but it's how I got to do this.
Right.
I'd done the health coach stuff. I'd done the life coach stuff. My dad died. My mom was a pretty sedentary person. And we had like the heart to heart of either...
Sedentary.
Yes. Sedentary. What's wrong? Sedentary. Either she get moving or she too would die.
100%.
That's how I did it.
That to me is like inspiring type motivation because it's such a large event in someone's life to deal with death in general.
Right.
And everyone deals with death in another way, in their own way, and sometimes healthy, unhealthy ways. So if you have a way to kind of steer that into something that can drive your life forward, and in this case, this was. It's totally
and I'm not minimizing the rest of the grief that was associated with it, but that's how it started. And then the second client is a good friend of ours who has he has a pacemaker, he has some health issues, he's over 70 and like decided he did a lot of exercise in the past, but all the health issues happened and then he stopped. So we got him motivated, from 300,000 or 500,000 steps to over 3 million in a year. So I use the exact same program on both.
That's a lot. That's a big increase, and that's proof positive that it can work. And this program, are we going to make that available to people?
Yes. So right now, the wonderful Melinda is working on a
for $3.99. No.
This is like a free.
Just
this
kidding.
Is free download. So we'll attach it, and you can see kind of. We'll talk through like how to do the walking program. So I mean, you don't have to download the paper if you don't want it. We're going to give all the information on how to do it. I also did it with my children and myself.
How did that fare with the children?
It went really good. The local recreation center had like a goal board, and they would mark how
Oh,
far
cool.
you walked. So we have walked from Fort Nelson to Whitehorse and back
That's a lot.
last year.
Wow. That's
That's
incredible.
like right down to Jules, who at that time was only 7.
Wow.
So we did it.
It comes in handy when you go visit major cities and like you walk a lot by nature and you're kind of ready for it because
Yes. So we spent a lot of time in Vancouver while my dad was in kind of recovery stuff from his stroke. So we did a ton of walking. We were walking, 10 to 15,000 steps every day there.
And did that help you throughout that process? Like it must have been difficult watching, your father go through this. So you need somewhere to direct that energy. I
Yeah.
would assume that
So
helped.
for my girls and I, that was like the recovery every night.
Yeah.
So we take our little dog Max, who's like a Yorkie Shih Tzu and overweight. He wasn't overweight, that's and we would walk to down West Georgia and to the duck pond in Stanley Park. I think it's called
cool.
Lost Lake or Lost Lagoon, or I think it has a name like that. Or I just made it up. Not quite sure.
It's where the Lost Boys live.
The Lost
No.
Boys live from Japan. So we would walk down there and see the ducks and take pictures of the ducks and then walk through that path. And there's always raccoons and baby raccoons. So we always walked with a destination. And I'll be honest, on the way back, we always stopped at the bakery. So I'm not saying it was like,
But I kind of see it more as like, that's where you're dealing with a very stressful event and it's a healthy way
to deal with it.
We
ate cheesecake. No, right? Like everybody's got to cope with things different, but that gives my kids time to like break out of the situation.
No, I also appreciate being honest about it too. It's like, everyone can say they do certain things, and to say it's done perfectly to the T.
And I guess that's
right?
like one of the big things that I want to create with this episode and with the viewers or subscribers is that we are just people. Some of the people that you see on social media or have channels, you look at them and you think, well, I can't achieve that. They eat perfectly. They exercise every single day. They don't have bad days. Their hair, their makeup is always perfect. And it's so unattainable. And I just want people to see that
right off the bat. I would say it's not that it's unattainable. It's just to expect that of yourself.
Right, and that is realistic. Like really what we're going to talk about in the achievable goals or resolutions. But I mean, still, if you look at a social media account that is perfection, come on, they have off days. Right. It's not perfect. Is not
100%, and it's almost like we spend time just trying to find the flaw so that you can feel, I don't know, something a bit about yourself that can be connected with that flaw. It's like, oh, I can see a little nail bed on her perfect nails or something.
Right.
Something like that.
And that's, right? I think people want to connect to other people that they feel they have something in common. So if everything is too perfect, then how do you connect?
Right. It's too highly polished.
Right. And if you've gone through struggles and you're real about your struggles, then people go, oh, I can, like, yes, I have been divorced. I don't have the perfect backstory. And you go on social media and you see this person who has the perfect backstory and you're like, oh, well, I can't achieve that because I've been divorced.
I think that's kind of like even when you walk through the grocery store and you look at those magazines and these perfect people, when you set your goal to aspire to be that, it's not really in a healthy way because you're expecting something that's beyond your capability.
Or you have a new baby and you see those certain moms and you see them downtown and their hair and their makeup is perfectly done and they have this new baby and you have a new baby and you're like, how are they doing that?
Well, it's a team of people.
Right. Or not that, because there is some of those like super moms who always go out perfect, but you got to remember that's where they choose to spend their energy. Yeah. Right. And everybody chooses differently. So yes, what you see looks like perfection, but guaranteed somewheres things aren't perfect and there is issues, right? Or there's days they don't look like that.
And there's there's science to support that we gravitate towards the negativity in things in general. So when you see this highly polished product and you're having a difficult time finding the flaw, it's almost like it's driving you insane.
Right.
And you just, where's the flaw?
Where's the flaw?
It's almost like the picture. It's like find the three differences between the two.
Yeah,
It's kind of a similar
agree.
thing. I'm kind of going on a tangent, but it's kind of fun to think about myself in the world and what I look for when I see these things.
No, it's true, because you think like, oh, how can that person do that all the time?
Right.
What are they on?
Is that it? Yeah.
Or what, like what's their magic potion to make it work? Because
right.
I mean, I know myself with 3 kids, my energy for their childhood, and now they're getting older, some of them, is making sure they look presentable in the world. So me doing hair and makeup when they were small wasn't a priority.
Right.
Me doing hair and makeup on a daily basis is not a priority. I'm not saying I'm not clean or anything like that.
Right.
Showered, but I don't spend time on those things because I feel like my time could be spent doing something more valuable, like working on content that we can share.
About being real people, not looking for the shiny buff.
Right. Although when we do this, we put in a different level to make sure, we're presentable.
What? I got makeup on.
Right?
See how it's...
I don't. This is just how I wake up.
Yeah.
This is
yeah, right. If that was even possible.
Right? So I think that's huge for people.
I think I want people to accept who they are at the very core in the beginning. Like, to me, that's what's most important is, okay, we are where we are in this state, in this moment in time, and where do we envision ourselves to becoming the best version of ourselves?
Right. So what are your real core values?
Yeah.
What are your morals? What do you really want?
And anything that we can kind of share along the way to struggle along with you to find these answers and get the right people to kind of shortlist the answer for you. That's kind of the goal of what we're going to try to communicate and present.
Definitely.
And that's exciting to me to know that there is that access to that type of information, because there's so many times I wish I didn't have to go through a whole bunch of just looking through material trying to decipher.
I agree. There's situations where I've wanted to get to the bottom of something. So, for me, I did the whole Reiki master thing and the 3 levels of it, which was probably overkill.
Right.
But I couldn't find a solution or something that could blend it together for me.
Right. And you could be that now.
Right. Possibly.
Well, we're going to try. If nothing else, I'm all about best effort, I suppose, and setting realistic, attainable goals along the way. And I was just transitioned from a 10-year job, and there's a lot of things I still have to change in my own mind still. There's still things I'm adjusting to with any type of major change in anybody's life. So that's something I like to communicate too, is I recognize in other people, they go through transitional periods.
Right.
Big things, when your father passed away, big change.
And you could say probably most people go through some big transition every, 7 to 10 years. There's always transition, whether it be changing career, change in relationship status, a loss of someone, or grief. Those are all big changes. Yeah,
even environment change. If you go to a new town or you go to a school or whatever,
Definitely.
All of these are just big, giant chunks of information to process. And it's boom, hey, wait, you're supposed to be on this perfect path. It's whoa, wait, no. I've just been subject to a bunch of change, and yes, I have a general guideline of where I'd like to go.
Right, but you're allowed to step off of it. You're allowed to fall.
Damn near roll down the hill a few times.
Some of us have.
But luckily, if you build a good support network and you're able to kind of be honest about it, it gives you a lifeline and a way to get back.
To get back on your track and get out of your head.
Even us doing this platform is that in a lot of ways for me. It's like getting the let out, talking it out, kind of
just sharing that.
The mental verbal diarrhea is just like
right. It's true.
This is kind of how you process things. You just hash it out. You find a good chum and you just kind of talk it out.
I'm a good chum.
Hey there, chum. Chumley.
Chumley Chastity.
It's still exciting to think that we're actually going after this and trying to turn ourselves inside out to the world.
And I think the other part of this is to show the viewers and subscribers that if you really want something and you're willing to put in the effort and the energy and you're willing to go down the hard road, it is attainable.
It is absolutely.
It doesn't matter what it is that you want. If you're willing to put in the work, you can achieve it. And I think that would be the goal over time, is to show people that.
It's kind of like teaching guitar to people. And I've always said anyone can learn guitar. It's the fundamental core of it is being patient. It's like you can apply that patience and learn anything with that. It's almost like that's one of the pillars to learn anything.
Right. You got to be patient. You got to put in the work and
get the structure, find the right support network. And once you kind of get this stuff going, you become systematic at self-growth and betterment. And it just becomes more natural to know how to improve yourself and learn new skills and even cooking new stuff, right? It's like...
Yes, get out of your comfort zone.
I just friggin' botched a friggin' bread yesterday. I was bummed. I was like, oh man. I'm like, use up this yeast. And yeast is dead.
There is disappointment all around for all the bread lovers.
I cut it open and it was just raw. I was like, come on, just throw me a bone here. Of course, but that's the reality of any challenge in life.
It's exactly the truth.
So what are some of the goals we're going to attain in this upcoming year?
Ooh, are we going right into the goals?
Why not?
Well, because I think you should cut it. That's why.
Dude, you're live.
I know I'm live.
This okay. Talk about whatever you want, really.
You got me all thrown off.
Okay, here's real life. An actual curveball.
An actual curveball.
All right. Well, we'll reserve talking about what we're going to kind of attain for the new year.
To the next episode.
To the next episode. We don't want to
under duress.
We don't want to show all the cards, right? So we'll take it in pieces as we go. But just as a general reflection about the whole year, it's been quite a journey and something I'm extremely grateful that has taken place, because when you start to learn to identify what an opportunity looks like, you can start to take them. And that wasn't always clear in my life, what an opportunity was.
I think when you're saying that, what an opportunity looks like, remember, if you think you have an opportunity and you think this is it and it's like easy, it's like a pot of gold, it is not an opportunity, because opportunities are not easy. Right? Like, don't think that, okay, I'm just going to like focus and somebody's going to be like, here's the best job in the world, or here's $1 million. Like, it doesn't work like that. Opportunities are typically scary. They are rocky because they're different, and they're hard.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
that's experience talking, right?
Right. And I'm telling you I'm telling you as, running multiple businesses and being in it, is the opportunities are definitely they're risky.
Yeah.
Because you go from your normal, whatever it might be, a 9-to-5 job, maybe you're becoming an entrepreneur, and you have to step out and take that challenge and be like, whoo, there's no paycheck. Absolutely. Like, there's always something there. So don't ever think that, oh no, I never get opportunities. No, you didn't get miracle windfalls.
Another part of that I've come to realize is that when you just shroud an opportunity with doubt, that it will for sure fail.
Right.
Like when you go into it saying, there's no way this is going to work, this is totally impossible, it's like an automatic fail.
So you just manifested the worst. But I mean, I think you can use that. You can flip that and you can use it on every day. I mean, if you wake up in the morning and you're like, today is going to be a crappy day, I'm in a bad mood, I have a headache, the whole day is terrible.
Yes.
Guess what? Your whole day will be terrible.
It already started that way. It's
because, I mean, if you wake up and think to yourself, gee, I'm pretty lucky to be alive and I have a good home and I have money in the bank or I have groceries, whatever it is to focus on to change your mindset, then you'll have a good day.
I woke up this morning. I was like, oh man, thankfully I still have hair on my head. Then I was like, whoa, wait, no, you don't. No.
No, and that's the truth, right? So we had kind of like a plan to do this today, and then Brian didn't have like the greatest sleep, so he woke up off. Yep. I woke up with a migraine, so that is real life.
That's absolutely real life. But
then you have to push. You got to figure out how am I going to push
you through today. Let's just go through the process.
So I woke up with this migraine, and I had to take one of my kids to work and kind of do all this stuff at the house, and I'm like, oh, should I just message Brian and cancel it? But no, because I have a goal, and the goal is, to have millions of people view this and to help and connect with people. And if I live in my negative self-loathing, I have a headache,
you tend to get just disappointed with yourself later that you didn't.
That I didn't do it, and because we know we can't do this later in the week. So this is like, it's a do or die in today and tomorrow. We have to do it.
It's like, let's just go live.
So let's do it. And I think, and I'll be honest, is the headache still there? Yeah, it is. But it's like, I see the end of the tunnel. I see what the opportunity is. So I need to push through the challenges, or the opportunity never will come to fruition.
So what I'm taking from that is the mindset.
I think everything about it is about mindset. Like, just take, for example, when you go to your local drive-through window and they give you the wrong order. You can lose your marbles and freak out at the people and literally set yourself up for the worst day ever.
Totally.
Because first of all, you don't have what you want. You freaked out, so now maybe you're embarrassed, or maybe you're just angry and want to vent and rant about it. Or you can be like, hey, you guys messed up. Can you give me this new thing? The person at the drive-through window 99% of the time will replace it. And you can go on with your day and not be mad at the world.
Totally. And it really can be that simple.
Right? And I take it back to that. And I take it back to that because I see it. We have a local rants and raves page, and I see it so often on the rants and raves. And I'm not saying that I haven't had issues with the business, and I was like kind of flabbergasted on how the owner dealt with it. But at the same time, maybe they were in their worst day too. So like, just step back. Are you going to die? Is this situation going to kill you? Is it going to harm you? Is it going to bring harm to your family?
Here's a way to think about that, and this is kind of an analogy. Those comments that you see on those pages are like matchsticks. So you can choose to just light those up and kind of get into that and just build this huge fire that everyone else is, or you can see it for what it is.
Yep.
And be like, okay, you're a matchstick. You're highly flammable. Maybe I should just avoid communicating in and around what that is.
And I mean, that's a choice that I make. I personally, I don't comment or get involved in this. I'm not saying the person who does the rave or the rant, I don't agree with them or disagree, but I don't want to fuel something. So it's just like, it's not even, it's just not worth it. So if your life isn't in danger, or your family or your freedom's not in danger, those type of major things, why get into it?
And like we just talked about, it's mindset. It's like the mindset from like a page like that is like, light me up.
Yes.
Just agree with me. Let's get upset together. Let's, pitchforks and everything.
And I
It's
just
like,
would rather be
oh.
I would rather be the positive and help people find ways
even
to
just
cope.
even just being perfectly neutral, I think
Right.
is an acceptable response.
Yeah, no, I agree on those social media pages. That's I just don't get
because honestly, sometimes I do agree with what's being said, but I don't go out of my way to contribute to that.
No.
I'm just like, this might get misconstrued, or
it doesn't add anything to it. So it's like, no, why get in there? Why do it if you're not adding anything?
Absolutely. No, I think that's kind of wisdom over time. You kind of learn it from the hard way by contributing and getting burned.
Personally, I don't think I've ever, because I've always disliked
lucky
drama.
Lucky you, because I have learned the hard way before, and yeah, it sucks.
I mean, not in other ways, but just in the social media round.
Right.
I mean, I've learned the hard way on a lot.
Never mind social media. We went real life.
We just did it in real life. Right when you exist before social media starts, you really get to do it the real way.
Time burn those bridges.
It's like, well, we're not going back on that, but okay.
But that's kind of the whole thing about mindset, how you perceive things, how everything is just energy in the world looking for a place to go. It's like a raging river, and if you're going to contribute to that, you'll get swept away in it.
Yes.
So foster the right thing. There's this old native saying which I really loved. It was about inside you's two wolves. One's an evil, one's good. The one you choose to feed is the one that's going to dictate the path of your life. So it's kind of
that is, and you can see that shown itself so many times, like in movies and things. Mm-hmm. They may not have taken it from that First Nation perspective, but you see in cartoons like the Bad Angel, the devil, exactly. Or like the devil and the angel kind of thing. Yeah. So it's the same kind of theory. Like, I mean, and so it means it does have some value to it because you see it over and over.
But it's like those moments you get to see it for what it is, right?
Yes.
It's like the dichotomy, the two choices, the fork in the road. And when you can kind of stop and see that before you respond to the situation in front of you, even if you're in something like a car accident or something,
right?
Stop and just try your best to look at it from a third person perspective and then choose either what you're going to say. You don't always have that choice. Like trauma or whatever takes over. That's another story.
Right, your adrenaline gets involved.
Maybe that was a bad example, but okay,
See,
maybe
we're
sorry.
Not perfect.
I'm not perfect. That was a bad example. Let's say drama. Okay, you're
family drama,
or even at the cafeteria in high school.
Okay,
right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about so and so. It's like, wait, I share a class with that person. If I talked about them, this might. I'm
on the volleyball team with them or whatever.
Yeah, but you get caught up in the moment, and it's an opportunity for you to kind of step out and look at it from an outside perspective and say, what could be the outcome of this? I think that's some fundamental wisdom.
I'm gonna go back to your car accident thing. Okay. You're not wrong there, because if you're in a car accident with another car, some of them are pretty minor fender bender situations. So again, you can step out of it and think about it and lose your marbles on the person who may have caused the accident and blame, or step out of it and be like, whoa, something really happened, because you don't know other people's situations.
Fair enough. Yeah, or their perspectives.
Right? Like
where they're coming from.
Because your perspective and then their perspective and somewhere's in the middle is really exactly what went down. So I don't think you were. Yeah. I don't think it was a bad example.
Right. That is true, though. There's always three sides to the story: yours, mine, and the truth. So it's forever that pursuit of,
Right. I agree with you.
That's kind of an interesting. I think this is a pretty successful first go at just streaming live, and whatever we decide to do with this is going to be what it's going to be. But I don't know. I feel pretty happy about
this went well.
Sharing
went
this
well.
with the world.
It's our first live. It's not our first show, just so everybody knows
right.
that.
First live stream.
Solo,
just.
And the camera's a little crooked because you'll see the picture in the background slightly crooked.
Why? Because we're not perfect. I'll get on it.
Right. Whoops. But we'll correct that for episode 2.
Hey, life is a whoops, right? It's kind of your response to that is what dictates how it's going to go.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyways, have fun, guys.
Thanks for tuning in.
See you on the next one, and the next one, and the next one. Subscribe now. Bye.